A focus group is basically when you get many current or potential customers in an interview together. In my opinion, there are 3 key benefits to this, but also some trade-offs. So let's explore the benefits first. The first benefit is the ability to scale your feedback by collecting significantly more. If you can talk with multiple customers at once, you can grow your sample size by a much larger factor, which means you might get a better representative sample. This one is pretty straightforward. The second benefit that you get is the ability to hear how your customers talk about your product in front of other people. You might wonder, wouldn't they say the same thing to me that they do in front of others? Well, not quite. When people have to speak in front of a group, their dynamics can change, either becoming more gentle or brutally honest. They might also consider altering their responses based on if they think others will share the same opinion. Also, how customers talk about the product in front of others might yield insights into what marketing and communications messages could work well. For instance, if customers choose to really talk about a certain benefit or pain point that your product solved, it could be good to highlight that in the marketing copy. Take Slack for an example. One of the main features is the ability to search archived messages. Let's say in a focus group, a customer is sharing they really enjoy the fact they don't lose messages anymore. This could be part of the marketing pitch, to the effect of never lose your messages again. Always find what you're looking for. Now, this isn't necessarily better or worse than one-on-one interviewing, it's just potentially different. A good PM will ensure a balance between one-on-one and group interviews. Finally, the last benefit of group interviews is the idea of consensus. When one customer brings up a topic, let's say the reliability of a certain feature, is that sentiment shared by others in the group? If it is, then there's something to pay attention to and dive deeper. If it isn't, then it could be a unique requirement of that particular customer, and you might just want to follow up afterwards, or it's just a perception issue and you'd want to move on. And while there's some good benefits here, I found that there's usually 2 drawbacks to the group interviews. The first is honesty from customers. Depending on the environment, customers may not be fully honest in their responses, either to save their own or your own reputation. Some people would just prefer to hold back and not create conflict in front of others. You can mitigate this by enabling vulnerability and removing judgment from yourself in the room, but it probably won't go away entirely. You can also consider anonymous sharing, followed by discussion. Now, the second drawback is depth. When you have 6 customers in the same meeting instead of just 1, you won't be able to go deep on a topic for very long. You'll need to keep the whole group engaged to hear from each customer, which doesn't allow for as much deep dive time. To mitigate this, take notes and follow up after the meeting about anything you think should require a deep dive. Group interviewing can be a great tool to scale up and ensure consensus amongst your customers. Just make sure the composition of the group helps you achieve the goals of your interviews. Next, let's talk about using data to drive insights.